Welcome to episode 4 of the GCast from our lovely studio / office / cave in Kingston. I'm joined here
Straight out of Kingston.
Straight out of Kingston. We'll start with some sort of hip-hop themed outburst from you, Brycey.
Yeah.
I'm Martin White. I'm your host. I'm joined by Brycey. How are you, mate?
I'm pretty good.
Good stuff. And we set Chris Trout a challenge today, which was to see if he could sound exactly the same as Warren Fish. Let's see how he's getting on, Bryce. Chris, how are you this morning?
Very good, thank you very much.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah,
he sounds
that's
exactly
amazing.
the same as Warren Fish. For those of you who are a bit confused, no, Chris Trout is not an amazingly talented impressionist. We do have the lovely Warren Fish sitting in for Chris, as Chris is on holiday.
I actually thought you were going to say, yeah, for those of you confused, Chris Trout is not incredibly talented. And they're just going to leave it there.
I would never say that. I would never say that. Chris, going to listen to this. Chris, you know I love you. Warren, thanks for joining us on the GCast.
My pleasure.
And jumping in. How are you?
Very good, thank you very much. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Thanks very much. Right, but you know how this works. We've got a few questions this week. We've got 6.
I know how it works, but
You know
I'm going to just jump in with a few things first.
Well, that wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be the first.
If you weren't trying to derail this.
We were talking about something before we went live, and I feel like it needs to be said again.
We're not going to talk about that,
No,
Bryce.
no, not that thing. Not that thing.
Oh,
not that. No.
Oh,
no,
right, not that.
Not that.
Oh, what was
the Paul Kent thing.
Oh, the Paul Kent thing.
I kind of want a T-shirt now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on board with this idea of getting Paul Kent T-shirts.
Yeah, we're going to have
T-shirt.
PK T-shirts. We're going to have some T-shirts made which contain Paul Kent catchphrases, which are just to bring everybody up to speed.
No. Do it in his accent. Come on.
Just to bring everybody up to speed. Just to be clear. And loads of other negative stuff that he says.
All right. I think.
And maybe I'm going to get one with FIFA in a high-pitched voice, mate. FIFA? Because when Paul wants to play FIFA, it's FIFA. Oh, good. Right, so we've got 6 questions this week. Everybody, we had a load of responses.
Yeah, we were inundated with a letter.
We were inundated with all 8 of them. So we chose 6, and we're going to move through them. So Warren, I know you know how this works. Bryce, I know you know how this works. Reminding everybody, if it's the first time you've ever listened to the GCast, people submit questions, and you can do that too. You submit them to gcast@gfinity.net, which is a real email address. And then we will answer them. We haven't looked at them. We don't know what they are. And we will do our very best job in trying to answer them in an entertaining and informative way. So, question number 1. Chris normally is the receiver, but he's got the week off. So, I'm receiving. And I have received. And I shall now pass on. Question number 1 comes from Gareth Reynolds.
Okay.
Sorry, I've gone quiet because Bryce is showing me a picture of Kim Kardashian's backside. Okay, question number 1 comes from Gareth Reynolds. Cheers, Gareth. Or Gaz. Can we call you Gaz? Are we mates now? All right, we are. Anyway.
That's how you make friends.
Yeah, this is how
You're
we do
mates
it.
now. You don't have a choice.
Boys, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh, there's an actual answer to this question as well. I think it's 5.
5 what?
5.
5 what?
So much would how much
Yeah,
he
but
would chuck?
what is the 5? 5 what? 5 logs, 5 twigs, 5 plywood sheets. How
5
much
logs.
wood? 5 logs.
5 logs.
What? How big are these logs, Warren? And what makes you think a woodchuck could chuck 5 logs if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh my word, I don't know.
That's just confused you, isn't it?
That has confused me. It's definitely
Do you know what a woodchuck is?
No.
What do you think a woodchuck is?
A log.
So you think the woodchuck is
You
the
think
wood?
you
What
think a
is a
log
woodchuck?
throws logs?
Yeah, there's a
What
log.
kind of log would throw other logs? Some sort of log warfare.
I knew
That's the
it
next Call of Duty. Call of Duty log warfare.
Scrooge. It's Scrooge from God
This time, but download the Stick DLC pack and get bonus twigs for your character.
Right, seriously, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I'm just going with 5.
5 what though,
I
Bryce?
don't know. All right.
Pick some wood.
Right.
So pick some.
Okay.
But types of wood.
Okay.
Do you
Can you name 5 types of wood?
Can I
Bryson?
name 5 types of wood? I don't know. Do you just name trees?
Can you name 5 type of trees?
Can I name 5 types of
We're
trees?
not doing Gareth's question justice here. You're just saying that the number 5. Gareth really wants to know how much wood.
No, he
could a
doesn't.
woodchuck. He does. He
No, he
asked us.
He wants us just to say that phrase over and over again.
Well, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how much a woodchuck could chuck. If a woodchuck could chuck wood. I just rephrased it. I'm like a lyrical genius. Gary? Sorry, I've just changed your name. Well, we're mates now. Gareth, Bryce's answer is 5. Warren doesn't know what a woodchuck is, and Warren's opinion is that a woodchuck is wood. So if a woodchuck was wood, would a woodchuck chuck itself? Maybe. I think a woodchuck can't chuck wood. So the question is.
Well, how do you know?
I don't. I said I think. I'm guessing. My guess is that a woodchuck can't chuck wood.
Well, I think it can.
Right.
Why?
What can it chuck?
Sticks.
5 sticks?
Well, no, 5 generic units of wood.
Thanks for your question, Gareth. We'll let
To be continued.
5 cubic feet of wood. That's what I'm going with.
We will stick that in the drawer to see if you win an all expenses paid trip to the world famous chicken club, where Brycey is found himself promoted to vice chairman. Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Right. AlexIRage97@gmail.com.
Oh, I hate that kid.
We know this guy. He's all right. He seems nice.
He's going to listen to this now and he's going to be like, oh. I'll give him a little stick.
This obviously fills me with massive confidence. Hello, Trout, Bryce, and the other guy.
See? I told you. I'll give him a little stick. For good reason. I wouldn't even mind, but I'm seeing him shortly and I'm going to ruin him.
Right, okay.
I hope you listen to this, iRage, because you are in for a world of pain.
Good stuff. His question is, G4 at the Norbreck Hotel in Blackpool, confirm or deny?
I'm going to deny.
Deny.
However, the Norbreck is awesome. I feel like you would appreciate the Norbreck.
Can I tell you
ride.
actually a good theory about that hotel? Did you guys know that the hotel was built backwards? Honest to truth.
What do you mean?
The actual hotel, they laid it backwards, and they started, and they couldn't stop because they started.
Keep going with this.
The actual hotel was built backwards.
Oh, define what you mean by backwards. What they started with the back and then built it towards the front.
Okay, no. When they started plying all the concrete down, and
plying the concrete down.
Okay, whatever terminology you want to use.
Don't get technical with it.
You can't get technical.
Well,
but the actual hotel, if you go look it up, the actual hotel, there's a myth that the whole thing was built backwards, and they couldn't stop. They had to carry on building it, and the whole thing was built.
I'm not too sure what you mean by backwards. What do you mean by backwards?
The whole thing.
The only thing I can imagine he means is that the foundations were set backwards originally.
Okay. You corrected me there. Foundations was backwards.
Which is, of course, bollocks.
Is it?
Well, if the foundations were set backwards, then they could just put more foundations down, I imagine. I can't imagine they would mess up that badly. It's a pretty much rectangle building.
There's a myth. Just
I like that theory. I mean, admittedly, that's a great theory.
If anybody from the Norbreck Hotel is listening, you've got a lovely hotel.
The only thing backwards about the Norbreck is it's still in the 60s. The last time I was at the Norbreck, it was 7 a.m. in the morning, and I was convinced there was a diesel generator in my wall.
The way that you're talking about the Norbreck, I think you'll never be allowed in there again. So G4 will not be in the Norbreck. They might do. They own a hotel, and it's all built on reputation. You've got a lovely hotel, Norbreck Hotel.
You wake up there some days, and you think you're in an episode of The Walking Dead. There are so many old people walking around.
Also, moving swiftly swiftly forward. Bryce is in the mood today, it seems. Good-o. Right. By the way, if you are listening to this and you are a pensioner, we love you. Just, hang on.
Well, I can recommend the Norbreck Castle.
Keep hanging on, because the winters can be tough, so just hang on. Right, question number 3. Hey, it's Nelly.
Hey. Oh, yeah, Nelly. I like Nelly. Nelly's always in my streams. Hi, Nelly.
Hi, Nelly. It's hey, Nelly, or Sunil here. My question is, and this is one for Bryce.
Yeah.
Can you sing 1,000 Mules by Vanessa Carlton, the song that Terry Crews sang in White Chicks? #swag.
Yes.
Go on then.
I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling to remember the lyrics. I know what song he's on about, and I can picture the melody.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
And now I miss you. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that one.
I think that's it.
Is it actually 1,000 miles? Nelly, you've written 1,000 Mules.
This 1,000 Mules.
This is a song.
I
was going to say.
I'm on the beach.
If surely the pinnacle of Vanessa Carlton's work was a song about 1,000 donkeys.
That's a whole lot of ass.
Oh dear, nice.
Good catch there.
What you didn't see there was me making a stupid face as well.
Just in case anyone's wondering out there, Bryce's current energy levels are sponsored by Pepsi Max. He's going crazy.
That's
He's
some
having a good time.
awesome pharmaceutical
Just
stuff I have.
a little bit of advice for you, Nelly. If you are going to ask us to sing a song, please make it a real song. But if you can, and if Vanessa Carlton's listening and you haven't written a song about 1,000 donkeys, maybe now's the time.
Remix.
Here's a question, random question. What's your favourite animal-related song?
Ooh. That's a difficult one.
Oh, I don't know, because all I can now think of is Lion King songs.
I was just thinking Lion King.
What about Anaconda?
My anaconda don't. I think.
No, Lion King.
Lion
It's the first
King.
one that came to my brain.
Yeah, but they're not. Are they animal related songs or songs sung by animals?
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah. Well, how is that related to an animal?
How is that not? Animals are singing it.
Well, technically humans are singing it, but
We'll,
the cartoon animals are singing it.
we'll have a think about our favourite animal-related music.
Nelly the elephant.
Yeah, she packed her trunk and she
feel-
maybe that's who this is from. No wonder no wonder Nelly wants to know about 1,000 donkeys is because he's packed his trunk and he's off to the circus.
that would be
wants to
great.
know-
I would love that Gcast broke dimensions to a dimension where animals are the sentient ones, and that's come through from him.
Wouldn't it be great if we had a question next week from an animal?
You'd be a kangaroo.
I would not be a kangaroo.
I think you'd
From
be a
an
kangaroo.
animal.
I think you'd be a kangaroo.
Why would I be a kangaroo?
I'll be honest with you, because I couldn't think of anything insulting, so I just went with kangaroo.
Someone's going to go create an email address and it's going to be like baboon at.
Yeah, what animal would you be at animaltime@gfinity.net? Remember to send those emails in to that completely real address.
Animals at gfinity.net.
There are a few animals at work here. I know that much. Thanks for your question, Nelly. I've got to be honest with you. You're probably not going to win the trip to Chicken Club because you.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, actually, no. To be fair, you're right. 1,000 mules is. I mean, it's a funny question. We've got some conversation out of it. It's all right so far. Right. Here we go. Epsilon Calamity. This was the guy who sat in the front row at G3 when Epsilon were in the final, and he was the only Epsilon fan in the crowd. 2,000 people in the crowd, and he's
I think there were a few Epsilon fans.
Well, he was the only one to put his hand up. Anyway, here's his question. He also helped us out at EGX. Of course he did, yeah. Cheers, mate. Right, in the movie Groundhog Day, Bill Murray has to live the same day over and over. He fantasizes about a great day he once had. If you had to pick one day or moment in your own life to live over and over and over, what would it be? What, Warren, is your Groundhog Day?
Jeepers. Wow.
So you got to pick one day in your life that you live over and over and over and over.
That is actually a really difficult question, you know, because there's so
I
many things that
don't
would
think
like
I don't
to.
think it is a difficult question because you can pick any day. If you can live it over and over and over, can you
You're
change
telling
it?
me you've only had one
You
good day,
can't
though?
change it, mate. It's Groundhog Day. You've got one day.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
day repeats itself.
Christmas.
Yeah, like Groundhog Day,
I'm
it
just
does
gonna put
different things.
Christmas.
Any particular Christmas? Any particular Christmas of recent times, or when you were younger, or what?
Well, definitely when I was younger, because you'd get all the cool things. Now you just open up a
Yeah, but you would get the
box of
same. You would
socks.
get the same stuff every day. Every day.
But every day's Christmas.
Yeah, but you'd get the same stuff every day.
How
But
cool would it be?
by the very nature of a Groundhog Day, that's going to happen pretty much regardless.
Pretty much, whatever day you could kill yourself the quickest on.
Sometimes I find you so strange.
Are you kidding me? Anything you do, right? If you do it enough, eventually it becomes boring, and then it becomes torture.
Right, okay. You've taken it to a dark place. But what we're
No, no,
asking...
no, what?
So Warren's gone
For eternity, if you had to experience the same thing for eternity, eventually it'll be so harrowing, it'll be like torture.
If it is your son or daughter's birthday soon, why not hire Bryce to come in and really G them up and get them looking forward to the rest
I
of
will
their
answer
lives?
all their life's questions.
Right, Warren's gone with Christmas. Do you not have one
No,
particular
I
day?
don't
You
have,
don't.
I don't have a day.
You
no.
don't.
But
you
you said you had one, so you gotta have to have one.
You don't have.
I'll be honest with you, my original answer is not something I should say.
Why?
Because I was going with the original Groundhog movie and not that we have to experience the same day every day again. So technically, right, any day wouldn't matter because I'd just go and do whatever. If I knew I could repeat the day again, I'd just do some crazy stuff.
Okay. So would you do something sort of quite generic, like last Wednesday, where you can go and do what you want? You might get hit by a car, but tomorrow you get up again.
Yeah.
So that's what you do. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
It wouldn't matter. Whatever day. I could do
You'd
whatever I
wake
wanted.
up
day.
and get hit by a car every day.
No.
Well, no.
No. What the premise of the film is, no matter what you do, when you wake up tomorrow, it's the same day. So for example, your example of Christmas, you open all your presents, you open all the wrapping paper. When you wake up in the morning, those presents are still there. So if you wanted to, you could strip off, take your pants off, and just open them naked. and then the following day you could just burn them. Then the following day you could juggle them, because it's the same. It's just repetitive.
I feel like you could do all those things in one day.
You could if you wanted to, and then the next day you could do something different.
Yeah.
I'd probably.
I think the day you met Paul Kent would be yours.
Well, although if the question was if there's a day I never had to experience again. No. Great question. Cheers, cheers, mate. Nice one. It's created quite some debate. Another question is, what's your favourite film? Favourite film? You can only pick one.
I've got mine.
And why? What is it?
Taken. The original Taken.
And why is it your favourite?
The storyline. It's like if I ever had kids, when I do,
you.
that's what I would like. I would do anything to save my daughter.
You couldn't be a worse Liam Nelson. You'd be more like Lee Evans than Liam Nelson.
And it's Liam Neeson.
Oh,
yeah,
whatever his name is.
Wrong.
Right. What? So Warren, you like?
Are you telling me that man has not done the best thing for his daughter? But literally, she's.
It's for a start. It's not real.
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously
for
it's
God's
not
sake,
meal.
Bryce. I'm gonna pass a motion in a minute that Bryce is muted. So carry on.
It's just the storyline, just like how she went missing and he did anything. He literally went right across the world and found her.
All right.
And it's the small little things in the beginning where he says to his daughter, look, all you got to do is call out anything you can see. She called out a tattoo, a scratch on his hand, and straight away, a few minutes down the line, you know, there he is.
And that's your favourite.
Definitely, by
Fair
far.
dues.
Taken.
Fair dues. What did you think of Taken 2?
Terrible. Taken 3 hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be even worse.
I really hope he just like loses his credit card or
Are
something.
they doing? Yeah,
There's
exactly.
Taken,
Yeah, exactly.
Taken 3's coming out, and it's all about him with the cops, and the cops are chasing him and all of that.
Yeah, but who's taken something? Is he taking something from the cops?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to spoil the story now, do I?
My cheeseburger is
I don't. I'm never going to watch it. I'm never going to watch it, and I'm never going to.
Maybe he loses his lunch. Maybe he's working in an office, right? And somebody has taken his lunch from the fridge.
That would be a
And
good.
he's just
Taken.
starts off. He writes a really mean post-it note.
Yeah.
It's either Taken or Gone in 60 Seconds. Great film.
Yeah.
Great film.
Well, that film does contain.
Gone-
that film does contain Nicolas Cage, which kind of
Yeah.
moves it outside.
It also contains some of the worst acting known to man.
Hence why I said it contains Nicolas Cage. If you are listening, Nicholas, that's just some feedback. Take it on board. Bryce, what's your favourite film? Tell us. And tell us why.
Probably. Well, there's a few. There's a few that it's either something like Gladiator, Warrior, or 300, and I'm probably gonna just lean towards 300 because that film's just funny.
So that's your favourite. Why do you like that film so much?
I don't know. I think it's based on true events. Apart from they obviously take artistic license with it.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's right. So when we asked you about your favourite game, you brought up that.
Rome Total. Well, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
done that. Recreated that in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So this is we'll get a theme from you. You kind of maybe in a former life you were like a medieval soldier of some description.
I honestly thought you were going to say something then. I thought you were going to say maybe in a prior life you were Hitler.
I was never going to say
I
that.
feel like that's what was coming.
Honestly. No, I don't think that. Although, no, I don't think that.
I am part German.
Good. Hello to all our German listeners. Brycey is here.
What,
300.
hold on, like, you're like, what is that?
Nothing. I'm just saying.
What
Bryce
were
is
you
here.
insinuating there? I
Well,
am
I'm
actually part German.
I'm not saying you're not part German. I'm saying hello to our German listeners. Bryce is here. That's all I said. I think you're paranoid. I think you've had too much Pepsi Max.
I'm fairly certain you called me
You
Hitler
haven't done.
again.
You haven't done your hair yet. Everyone normally sees you with your nice spiky hair. He has not done his hair. He looks like a monk.
We will be going to
Hold
Chicken
his
Club
hair-
shortly, and he'll be doing his hair.
His hair. No, you won't be going to Chicken Club. You will not be going. Chicken Club was yesterday, and Bryce went on his own because you all turned.
I do agree with that.
You
Actually,
all
we can't
turned
go
your
to
back-
Chicken Club on a Thursday.
No. You. To be fair, the only people that really will be deciding on the future of Chicken Club is Bryce and myself. The two men that stand alone at Chicken Club when times call for it. The two men that have never turned their back on Chicken Club.
Yeah,
You
I
guys-
still don't get it.
You guys, you guys yesterday.
They went to a takeaway place.
still
to
had
pay the
chicken,
same
though.
amount of money
Doesn't matter.
for a terrible curry, a terrible like Chinese curry thing. It was awful. I've had one of those. They're terrible.
Actually, to be fair, I've had it. It's quite nice.
Not compared to Chicken Club, it isn't.
No, it isn't. Not compared to Chicken Club. So 300 taken.
Yourself?
My favourite film is probably.
Is there a film that crosses Forza and FIFA?
Imagine that. FIFA.
You have to take a race to the
Forfa. What a
stadium.
game that'd be. Forfa. People driving footballs around really fast.
No, I think you got it wrong there. You have to
So,
race to the stadium.
Turn 10, Microsoft Studios, if you're listening, there's an idea for a game. Forfa.
Forfeit.
You'd have to talk to EA about it, though, and see if you can get that one through. My favourite film is probably See, like you, I loved Gladiator. I absolutely loved Gladiator.
Did you see the script for Gladiator 2?
No.
It was stupid.
Of course it would be.
He's fighting in heaven.
What?
Oh, I'm serious.
Why do people do that? I've seen some really, really bad films advertised recently. On the Sky Store, there was a film called Zombeaver, which was about a herd of zombie beavers. Zombie beavers! The undead has spread to beavers. I think the tagline was something along the lines of, "Now you really will know what it's like to be damned." Oh yeah,
That is
the
amazing.
greatest tagline ever.
it isn't. What that warrants is walking into the office of the production company that's actually, one, paid for that film, and two, tried to distribute it and hand out some proper dry slaps.
I think they sold that film on the tagline alone. They were like, "That's a stupid idea." He goes, "Wait."
What I'd love to be a fly on the wall where you've got some big movie exec sitting there. He's got more money than sense. This young scriptwriter walks in with nothing to lose and says, "Got an idea for a film. What is it? Zombies? Yep. Beavers? Don't get it. Combine the two. Zombie beavers. Bang! You got a movie."
I was sold with a tagline. That tagline is fantastic.
That sold the film, I think.
Yeah, I would have invested in that film.
I now feel like you two aren't qualified to talk about what a good film is.
Did you watch the film? It could be fantastic.
No, I didn't watch the film. I didn't watch that. I didn't watch Sharknado.
I watched a little bit of Sharknado.
I have not
and the
watched
bit,
it.
At one point, they literally he split a shark in half as it was flying like over him with a chainsaw.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Not how
I
chainsaws
do
work.
worry about some parts of the human race that are entertained by that tripe. My favourite film is probably The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's a classic.
That's
It
such
is.
a good film.
It is.
Andy Dufresne.
Or that or Green Mile. I really like Green Mile.
Green Mile, and I'm happy to admit this.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried.
I cried.
He didn't hurt the kids. He doesn't like the dark. John Coffey's a good man.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's true.
me, boss. I was afraid of the dark. He's afraid of the dark.
He was also supernatural.
You missed the jingles. Yeah, the mouse. I tell you, who's really good in that. You know the little guy who plays the really nasty warden.
Yeah.
Can't remember him. Can't remember the actor's name, but he is so good in that. It makes you hate him. That's a sign of a good actor that gets you confused. Like Ralph Fiennes in Schindler's List. He plays that officer so well that you just want to find him and cut his eyes out.
Do you know who was really good? What's his name in Inglourious Bastards?
Bastards.
I know who
Chris.
you're thinking of.
Christopher
Do you know
Waltz.
who- yeah, he was literally fantastic.
Isn't he just the best actor? He's so good. Oh, this is all getting a bit artistic and deep. Boobies. There we go. That's back. Now we've reset.
Next question, please.
Next question and final question is: what is on your bucket list? Things to do before you die.
Ooh. Skydive.
5. So name 5 things. Let's go with
Ooh,
5 things that
okay.
you want to do before you die. So you said skydive.
Skydiving's definitely
Interesting
one of
fact
them.
about a skydive. I did one in Australia, and I was a little bit worried I might poo my pants. The interesting thing is the adrenaline that you experience when you leave the plane is so strong that it forces your bumhole to contract so tightly that even if you were going to poo yourself, you couldn't until you landed and you relaxed. So do rest assured.
Well,
if
now
you
I
have,
feel like I've got to go on a skydive and try and poo myself.
I mean, that is a challenge. I mean, maybe that's what on your bucket list is skydive plus relax bowels.
Did you do a tandem thing where you got someone on your back?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I hate that. I literally just want to go straight to jumping out
You
an
can't
aeroplane.
do that.
I feel like I can do
You
that. If
can't.
I had enough money, I could buy a parachute, hire a plane, and just jump out. And I'm fairly certain no one could stop me.
If I was in the plane, I wouldn't.
So what? You've
I wouldn't stop you.
never ever used a parachute in your life, and you'll just put it on and jump out of a plane.
Dude, it's a cord. How hard could it be? I figure I've got to be a quick learner.
Yeah, well, you have to, or you're dead.
There are literally there's a cord and a reserve. Like if I somehow mess that up and pull the reserve, a parachute still comes out. I'll be okay.
It's the whole controlling the parachute what baffles me right now. How are you going to learn that?
Well, very quickly, I hope.
Yeah, you hope.
Trust me, there'll be no learning like it. Well, I'll have a few lessons when I like one of those wind tunnels or whatever.
What, the indoor stuff?
Yeah, I'll have a quick crack at that. Read up on
It's probably slightly different.
read up on a bit of parachuting.
Read up on a bit of parachuting.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's going to do. I know exactly what
He's
he's
going
going to
go into Waterspoons and
He's
just
gonna
buy,
Google- No,
buy a
listen.
book.
It's just what he's going to do. He's going to Google how to jump out of a plane. He's going to read probably the first paragraph of that before he gets bored. He'll then think this will be easier to watch on YouTube. He'll watch some parachute jumping on YouTube. Think, oh, that looks easy. He'll then rock up to somewhere in, I don't know, St Albans, go and do a parachute jump. Say, I've been trained. Just give me the parachute and out you go, and you'll probably be fine. So parachute jump. Don't do that. Have some training, Bryce. We don't.
No, I don't want it. I don't want my first experience of
Virgin
parachuting.
Galactic.
Pardon?
If I had the money, do the whole Virgin Galactic thing.
In spite of the recent
Yeah, no.
challenge they've had.
Yeah,
No. You literally go up in that plane into space.
They
and
crashed.
Come back down. What do
Yeah,
you mean they crashed?
they
Did
crashed.
they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to
So
take that off your
is it
bucket list.
Galactic 2? I think its name was.
I don't know what it was. Yeah,
Crash.
they had an issue. Yeah.
Oh! I have one thing before we can go any further with this question. I forget. We landed a probe on a bloody asteroid yesterday.
Yeah.
That is amazing, and I couldn't believe. Right, you know what really, really, really pissed me off yesterday
What's that, bro?
is that Kim Kardashian's ass was the main thing people were talking about.
Well, they're a similar size.
Oh, it irritated me so much, and it took everything I had just then not to swear.
Wouldn't mind landing my satellite on Kim Kardashian's asteroid.
Honestly, I'd quite happily kill her.
Shut up, Bryce. You've
No,
had too
no.
much Pepsi
Alright.
Max.
We
I
put
got one more good
a
one.
probe onto an asteroid yesterday that is literally second only to putting a man onto the moon, and nobody cared.
A lot of
It
people.
took 10 years.
A lot of people. cared, Bryce.
6.4 billion miles
A
it
lot-
went.
A lot of
Oh,
people.
but we
cared.
managed to get a probe onto an asteroid that's going 34,000 miles an hour.
All right. You're not talking to people who aren't impressed here, Bryce.
Well, they should be impressed.
I'll get another good one.
Irritated
for you.
me. All right, carry on.
You're irritating me.
Great
You're getting a bit
white.
angry today.
Great white shark diving.
Okay.
In the cage, obviously. Not
So
just.
all your stuff's quite extreme, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
You got to be a bit extreme.
You
know?
have.
I feel like I wouldn't want to do it in a cage.
So, so you want to do the extreme stuff, and what Bryson wants to do is the same stuff as you, but remove all the safety measures.
Pretty much, yeah. So what, you telling me you're great white dive, but without the cage?
Well, I'd probably start in the cage, and then I'd want to like get out. And then, admittedly, right, everybody's thought at one point is like, if a shark came at me, could I deal with it?
Yeah, how would you deal with it?
I imagine with violence.
A shark 10 times your size, you're going to deal with violence.
So hold on, Bryce. Let me just quickly check, just quick sense check what's going on here. Is Bryce, do you think you could fight a shark?
I think I could do okay.
By do okay, do you mean survive?
Well, I'm not sure. See, sharks are incredible predators. Now, I think if it was shallowish water, so it couldn't come
Hold on, wait.
underneath me.
Wait. So you've just acknowledged that sharks are incredible predators.
Yeah,
And you are now saying you could do okay against an incredible predator.
yeah.
Right, if anybody at More 4 or Channel 4 who make incredible programs are struggling for content, I've got a great idea. It's literally
Give me a harpoon gun,
take
a spear,
Brycey
and a knife.
take Brycey and put him into proper, risky situations, and we just see how he gets on. He'll sign a disclaimer. It won't go past episode 1, so you might want to sort of preempt that.
I
It
think I
won't,
could kill a
it'll
shark.
be really cheap to make. Just take him to London Zoo, pop him in the place where all the aggressive penguins are, and watch him get beaten up.
I'm fairly certain I could take on a lot of penguins.
I don't think so.
I think I could.
You're underestimating the penguin community.
I think you're underestimating how dirty I would fight.
So you'd fight dirty against a
Yeah.
penguin?
First of all,
What's wrong with you?
First of all, I'd turn the temperature right up.
If you can't take a penguin on, how's he going to take on a great white?
Mate,
Mate,
I'll
you
fight those
can't-
penguins.
You can't turn the temperature up at London Zoo. The penguins aren't cold. At London Zoo, the penguins aren't cold. They live on plastic ice.
Yeah.
It's warm in the summer. The
Yeah.
penguins are out. They're used to.
Up it goes to 40 degrees.
You're outside.
Yeah.
How
well,
big's your radiator?
I'm gonna get the enclosed inside.
So you're gonna coerce the penguins inside for a fight,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna turn the heating up.
How are you going to get the penguins in, Brycey?
Oh, I'd
Well,
love
I
to
figure
see
they're up
this.
for a fight anyway, so I'm up against some penguins. Let's go inside.
Scratch that, Channel 4. This is now Brycey versus the animal
Are we
kingdom.
talking about emperor penguins, the big ones? I feel like if the smaller penguins, I could probably boot them fairly quickly.
What I think probably, there's a lot of people out there really
Yeah.
cruel, really cruel to animals. There's probably one sick guy out there who's kidnapped a penguin and pumped it full of anabolic steroids and taught it to box. I think that is the penguin we should get you in the ring with.
I'd still win.
My money's on the penguin.
Oh, come
as well
on.
as the penguin.
My money's on the penguin.
Do I get a knife?
No, you don't get a knife.
Oh,
The
right.
penguin don't get a knife.
Well, I'll give the penguin a knife. Straight onto his fins.
It'll just flip you to his little flippers out and give you a couple of big wet slaps and then peck you while you're down.
Bucket list. We were on the bucket
We were
list.
on the bucket list before we got to penguin boxing. I love the randomness of
What's
this.
on your bucket list?
My bucket list.
Playing professional football, I imagine, is one of them.
I would.
He's tried that.
No, I haven't. I haven't tried playing professionally because I was never good enough. I play football for fun, and I'll be honest, I'm sick of football now. I'm 35. I've played football since I was 8, and I'm sick of chasing 17-year-old in pink boots around and kicking them across their chest because I can't win the ball. I'm over that, and I can't do it anymore physically. I'm fat and slow. But yeah, I would have loved to have played football. I would have loved to play football for England, and there's a couple of footballers I really, really, really would love to smash. It's not even about scoring a goal at Wembley. It's not even about lifting the World Cup. It's about leaving that ball halfway between me and them and then chucking everything I've got into turning them upside down.
And they would just think it slightly past you and you'd be just flat on the floor.
Story of my life.
Red card within 30 seconds.
No problem. If I could get a red card for England, I'd be happy. No, skydive I've done. That was cool. Bungee jump I've never done and never would do.
Why?
You see,
that's
I would
terrifying.
skydive,
I'm
but I won't
terrified of the
bungee
idea.
jump.
I'm
I don't
terrified.
know
I
why.
would quite happily do both.
It's the terminal velocity. You don't feel it when you jump out of a plane, bizarrely.
I did both. Like, heights have no meaning for me.
Yeah.
I really don't bother me at all.
I don't know what else would I do. I don't know. I quite like the old swimming with sharks stuff. I swam with a dolphin once. That was nice.
Yeah, I've done that. That's pretty cool.
I kind of wanted to do that, but it's not something that I'd probably go out my way for.
What, swimming with dolphins?
Yeah.
So we'd have to bring the dolphins to you.
I'm not saying.
Bring a dolphin to
saying-
Gfinity.
We have learnt that inside Bryce is an arrogant beast. We've learnt there's a man who thinks he can skydive with no training. There's a man who thinks he can do okay in a fight with a shark and beat up an aggressive steroid-fueled boxing penguin. And here we are with this
so
latest.
You're getting it wrong. I'm just saying that if there was a dolphin tank in the office, I'd probably have a crack. But I wouldn't go out my way to go.
What if-
I want to swim with dolphins.
All right. What if it required you to pay £5 in a cab to go and swim with some dolphins?
What, like now?
Well, yeah. Say now.
Oh, nah.
No. Okay. There you go. So
in
dolphins.
5 minutes.
Dolphins are not that exciting to Bryce. I don't know. What else would I do?
See, one of mine is I'd fly an F-22. I've always wanted
Yes,
to fly an F-22.
Okay.
that is that. Now that's exciting. I think that will be pretty cool.
I've always wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah. You have. You mention it sort of every week. Is this like a hint for your Secret Santa? Whoever's got Bryce's Secret Santa, can you please get this guy either in the boxing ring with an aggressive penguin or a fighter plane? Would that make your life? Is that the one best thing?
If
you could
I
ever
could
do?
get in an F-22, that would make my life. I would be so happy.
Okay, good. Right, note to self. If anyone is out there and they do have an F-22 they're not using.
There's got to be a two-seater trainer F-22. So like.
Oh, so you'd have some training to fly an F-22. You don't just think.
Well, I'm fairly
hop in the cockpit and then do a loop.
But he will jump out of an airplane without any training.
Well, okay. I feel like
Into the
right,
Pacific
I
Ocean
know-
with a row of a shark.
I know how to. I know how
That's
to
actually
fall.
quite a good one, you know.
I know how to fall. I already know how to fall. The parachute's fine. But I feel like a multi-million-dollar plane might be a bit more complicated.
Okay, good. I think we're bringing Brycey
I could still probably take a crack at it though.
back down to earth.
And no, anyway, obviously they would have to fly to begin with, and then I expect to be pulled up after how good I am. Dude, an F-22 is amazing. That would be my dream to literally fly one.
An F-22. All right, cool.
It's a good dream.
That's a nice dream, yeah. And I hope it happens for you because
It's not going to happen. The Americans are never going to let anybody near that plane. It's,
Okay.
it's the only Generation 5 fighter out at the moment. Oh, dude, that thing could outfly and outfight God and His angels.
It won't outfly the penguin though.
That was fun until you made it boring again. You're gonna
You
take
don't like anything technical, do you?
I don't like anything technical. We're having a nice, lively conversation, and then you just made it scientific, and that's
Don't
fine.
make it scientific.
You made it a bit boring.
It's like you
though.
woke up on the
Well,
right side of bed.
literally, all I said is the only Generation 5 fighter currently working.
Great stuff, and that's a shame, I suppose. Is it? Is it a shame?
No.
Oh, well, it's
because
not a
the other two countries developing it are Russia and China, so you can make your own conclusions.
Oh, that should be exciting in the next 10, 20 years then. Right, I think that brings us to the end of this week's GCast. We have experienced lots this week. We know.
I think it's been a good week.
I think it has been a good week.
Maybe we get rid of Trout permanently.
Well, I'm not delivering that message because I love the boy.
He's half a brother of mine. Trout
What have we
fish.
learned? What have we learned this week? We've learned that Nelly thinks a song by Vanessa Carlton was about 1,000 donkeys
Mules.
as opposed to a long journey. Gareth Reynolds wanted to know how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Which was
we
5.
we had the answers 5. Warren wasn't
would a
sure
woodchuck chuck?
whether a
Woodchuck
woodchuck was wooden or not wooden, and I just don't think it could.
We also learned that, did we say about Warren thinking that logs throw logs?
Yeah, logs throw logs. Yeah, that was a Warrenism.
Yo,
Straight-
dog, I heard
straight-
you like throwing logs.
Straight-
Hashtag Warrenism.
Hashtag Warrenism, straight out the mouth of Fish. We learnt that the Norbrec Hotel in Blackpool will not be hosting G4 and allegedly has its foundations in backwards. Favourite films, Warren wants to protect his daughters. More evidence that Bryson wants to walk around wearing a skirt, swinging a massive sword at people. Groundhog Day, Brycey just would just do any day, but would eventually end up killing himself. And Warren wants Christmas, and I think that was it, wasn't it? And then yeah, that's it.
Last
That's
question, obviously, yeah, bucket list.
Bucket list, yeah, bucket list. And then during the discussion of the bucket list, we learned that Warren wants to jump out of a plane. Brycey wants to do all of the extreme stuff without any of the safety and could probably do it better than anybody else in the world.
Well, no, I haven't said that. I feel
Even
like
then
there were
Bear
definitely-
Grylls. You think if Bear
were
Grylls was
definitely-
here,
there
you
were-
would outdo Bear Grylls.
No, when have I said this? Stop making things up. At no point did I say that I would be the best shark fighter on the planet. I'd probably be an average shark fighter at best. Never said I could jump out. I never said I could jump out of a plane better
With
than
no
anyone.
experience, you calling yourself an average shark
My-
driver. That's not going to happen.
My mistake. You didn't say you'd be the best in the world. You made some pretty outlandish statements.
No, all I said is that if it's a bucket list, a true bucket list, then I would like to do these things.
Right, fair enough. So, in order to help Brycey's wish come true, if you don't have an F-22 that you can take in for a
I'll
spin
take an
in,
F-35.
yeah, or an F-35, please do unleash your angry penguins onto Bryce, and we'll see how he gets on in the ring. Thanks very much. Thanks, Warren. Thanks very much,
pleasure.
Warren, for stepping into the Gcast this week in the absence of Trout. Brycey,
I could take a penguin, man. This is.
I think we're probably going to take this. We'll take this conversation offline. And
I can't believe you couldn't think you wouldn't take a penguin.
I think you need.
Do you think you could not take a
no,
penguin?
mate, you
Would
need
you
help.
lose a fight to a penguin?
I would not fight a penguin.
I think.
Then you would lose.
I think that we're going to nip this discussion in the bud, and I'm going to book Brycey in for some counselling. Thanks very much for listening to the Gcast this week. We're back next week, tickling your ear holes and hopefully making you laugh. Shush,
no,
Bryce.
wait.
Bryce, shush.
Have you given them the email?
I was just about to
That's
before
right.
you interrupted me. That's why I host it, because I know what I'm doing. It's Gcast at Gfinity.net for all the questions. And remember, you can win an all-expenses paid trip to the Chicken Club, where you can listen to all the stuff that Brycey says on this podcast in real life. Why wouldn't you want to come? Thanks very much again. We'll see you next week. Well, we won't. You'll hear us, but it's the same. Bye.
Bye.